Hey guys, episode 12. We're going to talk about something that's a little divisive because everyone's got their favorite best girl.
Yeah.
And I might talk about my favorite one last. I do kind of have a ranking. They're kind of all dead even except for one when I was researching, kind of doing my little bit of tidbit notes. I stumbled upon YouTube and I watched a compilation of moments between this character and another one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this show and there's a reason why. And yeah, I'll talk about that when I get there.
Absolutely. Divisive in the way of I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I would not doubt if the government invented Best Girls to keep us all fighting. It's just a device anime fans get to use to fight one another and claim that theirs is the best. Quick disclaimer. Yes, it's cheese time. My best girl is my wife. There, we got it out of the way. Now, let's talk cartoon ladies, okay?
Now,
honestly...
Oh, I was going to say, do we need to kind of go into what is best girl?
Well, of course we're going to do that. You have to establish a definition for the beautiful viewers. And we got to let them know where we're at, because best girl, as far as a definition goes, a little loosey-goosey. But at the end of the day, I do feel like there's a core concept, and it's definitely different from something that you'd hear called a waifu, which we're not dealing with that today, okay? We'll eventually do one, and we will both talk at length about who our waifus are. But for now, it's best girls. A best girl, would you like to handle it, or may I?
No, you can handle it, and I'll just chime in who I think best girl is. Or
well, that's what the episode is, Danielle. That's what the episode is. A best girl, as seen on Urban Dictionary, which I think aligns pretty good with us, is a female character in an anime or video game series that is subjectively chosen to be the best. Now, the term best girl is used by fans to express their opinion on their favorite characters being superior based on individual traits that they may possess, their abilities. Maybe it's purely on looks. But where it becomes a discrepancy is this the best girl in a particular show? Is this a best girl of the year? Or I think in my mind, it's a girl who can carry the show. It can induce an emotion, right? That surpasses the show itself. At some point, you may even slip and say, I don't know, the show with blank in it. That's how you know you've found a best girl.
No, I agree with that. And the only thing I don't even know if I need to add to it because you described it so eloquently.
Why, thank you.
I know we were loosely trying to describe to ourselves, because best girl, as you've said, it could be from a show or looks or anything. And that's why best girl is so divisive, because not anyone's tastes are the same. No two people's, benchmarks in morality could be the same.
True.
Some characters that might be on your list or mine, maybe they're not the most righteous of characters, but they have a spot on our list. Or maybe they are perfect in every way, shape, or form. And
well, mine are all perfect in every way, shape, or form. So I don't know what's going on with your list. But yeah, mine are all absolutely, yep, just double check. They are all perfect. Mine's a decently long list, so I definitely don't want to get, with our super move episode, we would kind of get a little bit into it, what each move is, and really expound upon it. And that's great, but we had to extend it to 2 episodes. This one, I'm going to try and get as many as humanly possible while trying to, get across why they're the best. But
yeah, and just not even a disclaimer, but we're going to be talking about the shows that these characters are from. And I would dare say any of these shows, we would, if you were talking to us face to face, we would say this show, this show, this show. If you haven't seen them, you need to watch them, because obviously we like them. You also need to watch those shows. And you'll have more knowledge for when we talk about all of this geeky stuff.
Absolutely. You know what? In best girl fashion, why don't you start us off?
Okay, I'll do one that I put on. Oh my gosh, I only have 3 that I did notes on, and I have 1 open one.
Okay,
I wasn't sure about. So
listen, this is essentially my episode. Then I got a little bit of an expounded list.
That's why I told you that. I feel underprepared. I felt pretty comfortable.
Hey, When
But you
we,
know what? Best girl is who I think it is. It's not by anyone else's standards. So if I have 3 or 4, it doesn't mean my people are any less valuable than your people. Well,
well,
okay, guys, that's the end of the episode. And
but no, I'm sure I will only have 4 when it comes to the best boy episode, so it'll all equal out. The universe has a way of kind of,
that's true.
absolutely. Get into it.
So I'm going to put out there Chika. She's from, we just talked about in Kaguya-sama Love is War. She's a second-year high school student and the secretary of the student council.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just got a bubbly personality, and she always has a smile on her face. Whenever she comes into the scene, you know something's going to happen.
Absolutely, and that's how you can kind of put her in that nice tier of a very likable and potentially best girl here. When she's entering a scenario, something good's about to happen. She is a very lighthearted. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, and what I love about her character when she comes into, the scenes with the 2 main characters, she has an unpredictable element about her, which kind of throws a wrench. Like we talked about how the episodes are made up with one character is trying to make the other character tell them and confess their love to each other. And as they're playing this game of chess, if she ever comes in, she usually ruins the scheme of whatever they had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just her personality. I think she just looks so darn cute. I mean, a bow in the middle of the bangs, you can't do it in real life, but it looks hella cute in anime. And she's got, obviously, school uniforms, whatever they're wearing are always cute. And just her voice, the Japanese voice actress is so cute.
Adorable.
She's just, so whenever I think about her, I just get that like warm, fuzzy feeling. Because she's just like, you want her to be your best friend.
And she is your best friend. That's the great thing about anime. With my list, these 2 are like very minimal, so I'll just throw these 2 out. And on my list, I put like almost little captions for them. So this one I just call the early adopter. We've not watched enough episodes to justify her being a full-on best girl, but in the show Fire Force, we've got a couple episodes in, and I would love to get a little further in that, which, by the way, awesome intro theme song. The plot is cool. Generally, you'd say, oh, firefighting anime. No, of course, they do a little bit of a twist. There are these fire... we don't even need to go into it, but great show. We'll talk about it at some point once we actually finish it. But our character from that I got my eyes on is Maki Oze.
Is that the blonde?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh.
She is just someone on the team. She's so sweet. She's more of the muscular girl on it. She's kind of jacked.
Oh.
But that's just it. It's awesome. Okay. She's not like the Hulk, but no, the chick's got the biceps. She's got the pipes. And there's one scene that definitely put her on my radar is there's this guy, Arthur Boyle, who comes up and he says, oh, I'm the Night King, King of the Knights. And he's like talking to these 2 girls, including we got Maki. And he says, oh, are you guys the princesses? Well, anyways, a scuffle ends up breaking out. And at some point makes her angry, to which she grabs this dude by the arm, twists him, he ends up on his knees, and then she says, and I quote, knights kneel in the presence of princesses, remember? So, like, total badass movement. I don't quote, unquote that. There was probably a word or 2 off, but so cool, to which he responds with calling her an ogre, which this has happened several times in just that episode. And then because of, she's got some inner turmoil where she thinks she's too muscular and she doesn't think she's very feminine, even though she's just A-okay. Well, she always turns it into and ends up saying, like, who are you calling a gorilla cyclops? No one called her that. And then she ends up going crazy. But she is, she's awesome. I like her so far, and I think I'll have an actual proper definition of that eventually. So she's an early adopter, like her so far. And then the one I know nothing about is actually from Naruto. Which, yes, I know it's a sin to have an anime podcast and not have seen Naruto. Guys.
We haven't even seen One Piece, so you really want to add.
Well, let's not say we for the users, for the viewers. I have seen One Piece, a little bit of it. You can't see the whole thing. I think that's impossible. It's like the Holy Grail. Anyways, a character Hinata from Naruto. She's been cosplayed. I've seen her on. I know nothing about her, but she is just the coolest character design. She's got these vacant, pale purple eyes, and I've just heard, as far as personality goes, she was actually supposed to be an heiress to her family clan, and they expected great things of her, but at a young age, her father realized that she wasn't suited for the role.
Aww.
Because she struggled under the gruesome training regime, and also she was just too timid, and it was stopping her from excelling at the tasks needed.
Oh,
yeah.
I did see I was going to ask, is that the girl who looks like she was blind? Because I did see her a lot on polls of seeing who other people thought best girl was, and I did see her come up in a lot of lists.
Absolutely. Let's keep it. What else we got, Danielle?
So the next person on I only have 2 more, and then mine will be. I'll sprinkle it in with one of yours if it's on your list.
I'll just do 2 at a time. That should work.
So my next best girl is sweet, sweet Nezuko.
Yes.
From Demon Slayer.
100%.
I mean, oh, she's just, you look at her. I mean, this is like, obviously she's a demon. Skirt, let me back up. We haven't talked too much about Demon Slayer, but so Nezuko and Tanjiro, who's her older brother, they're the last 2 surviving members of their family.
Quote unquote surviving.
So she was formerly human, and she was attacked and turned into a demon, and it's Tanjiro's mission to turn her back into a human. So he goes through this rigorous Demon Slayer training, and now he's part of this association of Demon Slayers, hence the name of the show, and his main mission is to find the demon who attacked his family and turn Nezuko into what she is so he can turn her back into a human. And there's only 1 season out right now, right?
Yes, and we got to the end, and man, it's just never enough.
My gosh, so good. I mean, the art is good. Everything's good.
Oh,
and
the intro song, are you out of your mind?
Hey, I don't want to step on another future episode, but everything about it is great. And the best part, the cherry on top, is just the sweet animation, the style she has. She can manipulate her size. There's a part in the show where she gets out of her box and she's running around. I think she's like dodging someone. And she's like a teeny. She looks like a little toddler. She like shrunk. Oh,
we died.
I think we had to replayed it 3 times.
Yes.
And not only is she just so sweet to look at, she's a badass. I mean, obviously,
she's cool when she needs to be.
Yeah,
when she's protecting her brother.
Yeah, because she has been subdued to look as humans instead of seeing them as a demon would as food and going to attack them. She has been mentally reprogrammed to view humans as her family and to protect them. And any demon is the enemy. So she, as Tanjiro is fighting, comes to his aid a lot. She has a lot of cool moves, which one of them being exploding blood, which we saw near the end of the 1st season.
Oh, yeah. One of the sickest moments of any show I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, she goes into a berserker mode and just...
Let's also let people enjoy the show. So just go check out Demon Slayer.
Listen, Demon Slayer, if you haven't watched it, you need to. It's the best.
Absolutely.
And don't look up anything on Instagram because then you will see spoilers on your Explorer page, and you don't want that.
There's only one thing they should be checking out on Instagram, and that's the official I Married a Weeb podcast Instagram account. Yeah. We're going to start actually posting a little bit more on there, so guys, check that out. We're also, of course, going to make a post every darn time that we got an episode coming out.
Yeah, so make sure you follow our page so you can see when new episode's out. And hey, Apple Podcasts, if you listen to podcasts on there, they don't release episodes right on time. So if you want to make sure that you listen to it right when it comes out, make sure you hit that old subscribe or follow on Apple Podcasts, and then you'll be notified and be able to listen to our podcast right when it's released.
Bada bing, bada boom. And also, because we're going to post every time an episode comes up, as we always say, we're like, well, let us know. And there's never a proper avenue. If you have an Instagram account, find that episode album art, and you can just let us know what you thought of that episode in the comments there, too.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm always on the Instagram. I have it linked to my
Always.
main account, so your messages will not go unheard. I will like and comment on everything if you post one. I want to have an interaction with you. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, of course.
We want to hear from you.
I know you do. Well, I'm just going to keep ripping right through. And I mean, you're going to know several of these. And may I check your list really quick? Show me that. We've got that, and all right, well, then I'm going to leave that aside and let you talk of her. So
Thank you, because she's mine, so
listen,
back
and
off.
that's fine. Next up, you've heard of her before. We've got Sango from the hit show Inuyasha.
Listen, that's my show. Don't even pretend like you know anything about it.
Listen, when I was young watching this show, you didn't even know what anime was, okay? She is just, she's cool. That's all I can even really say about her. So she is a female yokai taijia, which was an apparition exterminator, was kind of what her clan was. But unfortunately, something happens to that clan. We're not gonna go crazy about it. A lot of unfortunate circumstances happen to our poor girl Sango. But you know what she's got going for her is very compassionate, but also, my gosh, no nonsense. And that's what you need.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
I wasn't sure if you had something else after the no nonsense.
I always have something else. I go into 1,000-yard stare. She also has one of the cutest pets in any show.
Oh.
We've got Kilala, this little teeny thing that can turn into a gigantic saber-toothed flying tiger, which that's why we love anime. Where else are you going to see that? I don't know. Probably in Inuyasha. So we've got that, and then because your list is so short, let me hit you with Android 18 of Dragon Ball Z.
My girl.
Listen, I know they're cartoons. I truly do. But teenage boy me was like, I know it's a picture, but she's hot. Okay. Android 18 is a stunner.
Cold Stone stunner. Can we say that 'cause she's an android?
She is not human. But no. Starts as we had a whole episode where we just kept saying, oh, we love characters that start as bad people but then become good. Well, here you go. She is a source of unlimited power. She is strong. What more do you want?
I am woman is all she
Hear
needs to
me
say.
roar. She sends Vegeta right through a cliff, which there's at times we wanted to in that show, and she did it for us. Eventually turns around during some point in the show, so if you're going to watch Dragon Ball Z, only hate her for a little bit. She'll come back, and honestly, she gets punishment for being bad because she ends up married to Krillin, which which is, I think, listen, poor. No, Krillin's all right. We've already said he's a human among Saiyans. I respect Krillin, and frankly, with my current situation with the hair on my head, listen, he's an all right guy. So yeah, Android 18, powerful, cool, just nothing to be messed with, is what I could say about that. And we'll do, well, let me go one more.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sorry.
I want to keep my creme de la creme.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry. I also have Kohaku. Exactly, right? That face you just made, you're like, wait, who the heck? Exactly, right?
I was going to say, Kohaku is Sango's brother, and I was like, that's not a best girl.
No. This is Kohaku from Dr. Stone. Yes. So she is a young woman who is a descendant of modern humans, which sounds odd, but basically the premise of the show is actual modern humans are all turned to stone one day. The earth kind of just goes through this whole transformation over 3,000 years and turns into this just Pangea-looking crazy stuff. But for some reason, even though everyone was frozen, there are a couple tribes of these people who are already awake. And you're like, wait, how is that even possible if Senku is the first to be awakened? Well, you're going to have to find out on Dr. Stone, which is available on Crunchyroll 100%. Guys, the dream is to eventually get a trial code to give you guys a trial. But you can just go out there and you can get a free trial for Crunchyroll. And frankly, it's pretty darn good as a streaming service. I know there's easy ways to get, shows online and stuff, but with Crunchyroll, your smart TV, you just get it right on there. You don't have to hook up a laptop. You don't got to do anything crazy. We're not even sponsored by them, and look at us. And I think it's only $7 a month, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think they have, there are a few shows that I've wanted to watch that they don't have, but for the most part, they got tons.
Absolutely. And they got simulcasts, so a lot of shows, while they're coming out new, will actually come out on there. Anyways, enough of them until we're sponsored by them. But she is the younger sister of Ruri, the priestess of this little tribe, and she is just so, a lot of these characters, I think we genuinely like them. They're so family oriented. They're very they're very honorable, and they're really protecting everyone in the show, and that's I like seeing that.
Well, go back to Android 18. I think she's more bad than good, but anyways.
No. I prefaced that with she's just good looking. That's what it was. But she tends to be, and you know what? That's a lot of the women on my list. A lot of Spitfires. So I'm seeing you might be. Maybe that's it. That's why I like you. You're a little Spitfire too, right?
I can be.
Yeah, why not? No, she's actually too nice. It's kind of annoying. But she is like, she's quick to attack. She is this human where they don't see other humans too much. So, she's on edge, but she eventually warms up as Senku starts showing her that. She's got strength, speed, and keen senses. And I think the first time we meet her, she's stuck under a tree. So she's also vulnerable in some spots. So yeah, that's, you know what? I've heard enough of my own voice. Viewers, I know, right? Danielle, let's hear another one from your list.
So the last one.
Oh, the last one.
The last one. No, I'll talk about the one that I kind of had at the bottom. I didn't do any notes on it because I was under the assumption she'd be on your list. Because in what year did this? I think it was 2018 when the show came out. She was everyone's best girl. It was unanimous. Yes.
Okay.
That
yeah,
one.
It's on
Sorry,
my list. Don't worry about
we're
it.
sharing notes. Well, then let's talk about it now because I want to save my best girl a little longer.
Let's go.
So 02.
Yes.
You've heard her. You may have seen memes about her all over Reddit. It doesn't matter. You've seen her, even if you don't know her name. Pink hair, red horns. It's our girl.
Absolutely.
And she's also Spitfire, very sexual.
And very sexual. This is one of the more on the list. The first time you see her, it's like you see her from like a wide shot, and you're like, who the heck is that? Second time you see her, straight up naked. So, I mean, it doesn't take. I was like, what is this, HBO?
Yeah, it leaves nothing.
What's this, Game of Thrones?
It does, a lot of shows, they show you the romance, they wiggle a stick at your face, and they don't ever toss it. You're like a dog waiting to play fetch. And this show, it gives you some stuff that you can nibble on.
Sometimes a little too much because these are children. And this is one of those shows. We can recommend it, but this is more on that anime line of like, this might weird more people out.
Not one that if you're new, we usually recommend it. We ease you into this.
Get a couple under the belt, then you can watch Darling in the Franxx. I guess to put it into full perspective as well, we were in Japan. Can you believe we went to Japan, guys? We were at a bookstore, and I was like, you know what? It would be cool. We had just watched the show. I'm like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool to like have a couple of shows we like in their original manga form, bought from Japan, brought home. I don't know. It's the collector mentality, I guess. I can't read it. Well, I can read it. I don't know what it's saying. And I remember how, we were at this bookstore, and I'm trying to ask, hey, Darling in the Franxx, and they're telling me third floor. I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. Finally, a guy actually stopped what he was doing and brought us up there, and we were in a little bit of the risque section.
One would say maybe hentai.
Yeah, the manga is, I guess, the show's tame compared to the manga. Or manga.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to get people mad at us.
Potato, potato.
Potato, potato. Tomato, tomato. Okay, that's fine. So 02, going back to her, she is, she's very much cosplayed. She's very much, she's cool though. She's a girl who gets what she wants. She likes her darling, and that's just it. You hear us, darling. Darling. She's just meme, everyone, she's a dinosaur girl, which you'll understand that when you watch the show, but no, very good. Keep going. You talk.
Yeah. About 02?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else, or is that it?
I mean, I kind of put her on the list because I'm always down for a good love story. Even though she's not the most, she's not the best lover. I'm not saying that physically. I mean emotionally. She's can be emotionally abusive.
Oh, she's out of her mind.
To Hero, and But, just when you get the bits of, like, her upbringing and other things that they talk about in the show, it really makes me feel, man, I'm terrible at vocabulary. I
You're
know big
fine.
words, but I can't describe what I'm feeling. I'm getting stressed out.
Listen, listeners, viewers, whatever we're calling you now, I know you can't see us. We will mess up from time to time. I think we're the first to admit that. When you get in front of this microphone, something happens to your brain. So we're getting there. We're getting a lot better at this. We will eventually sound smart. We promise. Just give us time.
Yeah.
With that said, Danielle, keep it going. You got it, girl. Come on.
There's just this feeling that in my heart that I get like, man, I'm just so nervous right now. I don't know why.
I'm sweating. What's going on here?
I am sweating.
No, you get to see, it's Start. She's an abrasive character that I say this a lot, but it's like a punch in the face. You're like, boom, here's 02. She's this rebel. What's going on with her? She's an elite fighter. Whoa. She kills her co-pilots. What's going on with her? But as the story develops, you see the young her upbringing, and her connection with the main character. And it is a very, very sweet story. And she just wants love.
Yeah.
But isn't that all of us?
True, which is why you should watch it, because you can relate.
Yeah.
And if you want to cry at the end, buckle up, grab your tissues. It's going to be a wet one.
Well, it's because, one, you're either going to cry because you hate the ending, or you're going to cry because it's over.
Yeah, true.
Very divisive ending of the show, but that's not what this is about.
It's not. So, now you go.
Let me get a couple more in, and, I want this to be the red carpet to end up at your best girl.
Good, because she deserves it.
She does?
I think so.
I can't wait to hear. Oh, wait, I know who it is. What am I talking about? Another one on my list we've got, and I put her under the badass character category, not charactory. It's not a word. Well, now it is. Mikasa from Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan hasn't been mentioned by us a lot, and is a very good anime to start out with because dramatic, intense, action, crazy.
Fight for your life.
Swingy guys on ropes, fighty with knives. I think that's pretty prompt, and I think a truthful representation of the show. Attack on Titan, guys. Again, this one I believe is on Netflix.
Oh.
I want to say it's on Netflix. If not, if you can believe it, crunchyroll.com. Mikasa. She is...
Man, she is cool. Yeah, as you said, badass.
Exactly. Crazy upbringing. It's one of the most devastating parts of the show is when you see what happened to her parents. I'm not going to go into it, but there may have been, at a very young age, she got to see some dead people, which you realize, wow, she came out actually pretty normal after seeing that. All the more reason she's so freaking strong. She's very perceptive. She's done things in her past, but now she is living with Eren, and she ends up. It's a huge bond with the main character. So she's also a main character, of course, but it defines her. She wants to be strong, protect him. Again, another theme, protection. It's great. And even seen, and she wears this black scarf that Eren gave her. I'm sorry, Eden. Eden! Gave her when they first met, and she's held onto it for a source, almost a baby blanket, which she ain't no baby, but, it's that sentimental thing. It may stick around, it may not. She might get rid of it for some reason. Plot device, I don't know. But Attack on Titan, Crunchyroll.
And you know what? A lot of these girls on your list that you have labeled as best girls, I can't really say for mine because I have a different emotional connection with my best girls. But a lot of the ones, especially Mikasa, when I think of her and her attitude and her mental fortitude and everything like that, if I were to imagine who I'd want to be like or aspire to be like, it would be her.
Well, there you go.
She's strong. She has a strong foundation of what's important to her. She fights for who she loves without fear. And she knows what to say. She has some banter with other characters that's just very to the point. Like, she doesn't take no shit.
No, absolutely
She doesn't
not.
let people walk all over her. And just the way she holds herself, I think, is really admirable.
Well, that's just it. And that's, everyone was flipping out about it. Everyone remembers when Captain Marvel came out and... there's this huge, weird fight going on the internet of like, she's a strong character. We need this. And then you got the weirdos on the internet like, We don't need it. Blah, blah. Anyways, it was a whole controversy. But the thing is, what I'll give anime is main Hollywood, Marvel's doing their thing with getting nice, empowering characters for women. But anime, they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, I mean, look at the 90s. There's going to be some, or like even the 80s, there's shows that we want to, there's movies that we want to watch that have women-driven leads. I mean, they've been doing it for years. And look at Sailor Moon. I mean, one of the best. I mean, I'm watching it and it has some plot devices I don't really like, but you know, you have Sailor Mars. She's a little snooty, but she knows who she is and she's gonna get what she wants to get.
Absolutely. Our little daughter eventually, we don't have one yet, will be watching anime, hopefully. When the time is right, she's not gonna be one watching like some gore, but
no Guyver for her.
Oh my gosh, the Guyver. We need to do an episode just on that show.
Yeah.
So underrated.
We need to rewatch our remaster.
True. It is true. Let me get one more out of the way, and then you'll say yours, and then I'm just going to throw a curveball at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily a curveball. And that's also, yes, my list is dense. Tom, what the heck? There can't be this many best girls. Listen, I've been watching anime since I was like 7. I don't know. So a lot of these names, like the older ones, right? You got Sango. That's a younger me. Like, there's so much sentimental value in a lot of these shows because that's kind of what I grew up on. And I'm not going to go into this therapy session, but I like anime. Next up on the list, and this was when I started, it was the more mature best girl, the one that you're like, wow, this is up. You have to stay up late to watch this show because this ain't no Toonami. We have Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop, an absolute epic show that I can't help but recommend to anyone. We've had people not enjoy it as much, but it might be that there's this overlooming hype of the show. But soundtrack, is this our only parameters? Soundtrack killer. But no, it's basically you have a Western in space, and it's such that show has such a deep impact, like for me just growing up on it, that of course Faye Valentine was going to be on the list. Now, she's arrogant, she's lazy, but she's charming, right? She dresses a little provocative, but what you end up finding out is that, yeah, of course she does that, but she's a girl on the run. And unfortunately, you know, she's dressing like that to get more attention in some cases and distract them long enough to take advantage of people. She's trying to get the money and get out. She's on the run. Crazy past, but she's just charming. There's this whole dynamic between all the crew members of the Bebop, and I can't talk that one enough. If you guys have not seen Cowboy Bebop, and you don't even feel like, yeah, I'm new to anime, but I don't really want to watch a show just yet, there is Cowboy Bebop the movie, which I think encapsulates the vibe, as well as that's one of my favorite anime movies of all time, I'd have to say.
I don't think I've watched that.
What are you doing here then?
I think we only watched the show.
Who are you? No, I think when we were dating, I may have shown it to you. I could be a liar, though. So,
and as I've said in previous episodes, I have very terrible memory. So that could be true, and I don't even know.
Absolutely. Danielle.
Now, I'm going to roll out the red carpet, and I'm going to finally talk about who I've been saving, who I will fight you to the death.
She was on my list. You can't fight me over it. I
okay.
showed you. I pointed. I thought.
Except she was just a measly little bullet at the bottom. She's at the top. The first one I put down, my girl, my favorite. I'm gonna explode with how much love I have in my heart for this girl and the boy that she has captured the heart of as well.
Let's hear it.
And that is Asuna from SAO.
Sing it from the rooftops.
Being Sword Art Online. People come at me if you don't like this show, because I want to know why. Leave a comment. I don't get it.
I honestly, you know what, my one thing where I was like, you know what, I kind of get it. When we got to Gun Gale initially, sidebar, I'll keep it quick, I promise. We got to Gun Gale initially and we were like, not really too fond of it. And then we left it. Well, our last guest, Mr. Michael, he's like, it's definitely worth at least checking out. We did just get through the first half of season 2. We'd already jumped to Alicization, but now we're back to season 2. And I gotta say, oh yeah, Gun Gale was actually pretty sick.
It was good, and then we're gonna finish the second half, and then go back to Alicization, because Holy hell, that was
Wow.
good. I mean,
Right.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't get why people, and I haven't researched it, I want to know why people don't like Sword Art Online.
There's some things wrong with the plot, sure. I honestly think it's and anyone new to anime, don't fret if it's like, although if you're new to anime, you wouldn't really have this vibe, but it is very divisive. People, for some reason, have a weird hate for it. But then I think it's the yin and the yang here. We've got also an incredible love for the show. It started a whole, it really got the isekais kicked off. It was a huge show. It's still highly recommended. And it's got Asuna in it, which let's hear a little bit about this.
Yeah, so we talked about what we've watched in the show, because obviously there's there's three different seasons. They break it up all weird, but
Well, each season's kind of broken up into two little weird
parts.
stories.
So what Sword Art Online is, so Asuna and my boy Kirito, she and Kirito she's one of 10,000 players that were trapped inside Sword Art Online, which is a virtual reality game. And they...
Like a full virtuality.
A full, yeah.
This isn't your cousin's thing that he puts his phone into and you're on a roller coaster. No. Your body basically goes night-night and you are full on in this game. Full dive.
And so the premise of this game, whoever was logged into it, you're stuck there until you beat the game, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. So
yeah, the gear that you have on your head actually sends a pulse to your brain and just, yeah.
Yeah, you're
taking a
done.
long nap after that one.
So Asuna, at first she's terrified. And then she realizes, I have to win this game. And she levels up. She ends up being second in a command to one of the most notorious clans in SAO, the Knights of the Blood Oath.
Yeah, she ends up. It's this weird little progression, as you just said. Like, I think she ends up hiding in a town for like the first 2 weeks after this announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I don't want to do this one. But then you know what? She's like, you know what? I'm gonna go crush it, and
she wanted, her goal was, do you know what? I am gonna beat the game. She ends up meeting Kirito.
Well, she almost takes it too serious. Luckily, Kirito,
Yeah, he does kind of like pump the brakes, because he does little side missions with her. They start to get a friendship, and then a romance starts to form. And he's like, you know what? You need to. Yeah, we're still stuck here, but you need to enjoy this a little bit more. Because you're still living in this reality.
Yeah.
And I would consider her a badass. She can be sensitive, but I think she's a badass because she can be toe to toe with Kirito, who, come on, he's the best fighting character I've ever seen.
The dual swords. I mean, you name it. The guy's,
and he's smooth. He does. He's always a ladies' man in every SAO show. He always has a lady clinging to him.
And that's what's so weird, because he doesn't scream that, like, oh, this is the heartthrob, but there's some about him. It's that
sensitive side, and then Asuna's got that sensitive side.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Just kidding. I cry sometimes.
And you know what? I think and she's not a damsel in distress.
Sometimes she is.
Sometimes she is, but she doesn't mean to be. She's not crying in a corner wanting someone to save her. She's only a damsel when she really needs to be.
And honestly, the circumstances of being a damsel, that's just bad luck.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. One thing, and then I'm just going to shut up while you just exclaim a little bit more about her.
Yeah, would you stop cutting me off?
I'm not cutting off. I'm just trying to be part of this. I'm a loudmouth. You're married to me. You know that. The thing with her, and I'll say, yes, it's going to sound weird. I know it's a cartoon, as again, this is part 2 of I know it's a cartoon. There's something about anime girls with braids. Her braid it's the coolest. Just goes around. I don't know. There's something about her hairdo that I'm like, yeah, she's one of the cooler ones.
We do have a thing with girls that have braids. We love them. They usually have a good aesthetic.
Yeah. Very, yeah. Anyways.
No, but just the last thing I wanted to say was, I think the reason why Asuna, I would say, is probably my best girl is because when I think of best girl, I usually think about her first. And probably part of the reason why I love her so much is just because hers and Kirito's love story is hands down my favorite. That's what I said in the beginning. Started going down the rabbit hole of watching compilations of my favorite parts of SAO, and that was one of them. Yeah. And my heart started burning because I love it so much, and watching SAO fills a little hole in my heart that I never knew was there. And it just makes me feel good. And I don't know. It's like
she's imploding over here, guys.
I feel like I'm turning red. I'm blushing over here.
Well, and that's just it. And this was, and the viewers I keep saying viewers, the listeners, you're going to hear both. I'm sorry. The listeners here are going to realize this is one of the most patient clapbacks ever. Remember when you were saying, oh, she was just a little bullet point on my list? No. She is so high tier on my list, I don't need to take notes. Are you out of your mind? I've got Asuna. She's in my heart. I saw it on your list. What do you want from me? No. Great character. And she's got this awesome moment. It's a little weird in the show. They take on this weird daughter. We're not going to spoil anything in the show. But she takes on this cute little, like, they're married before they can even be married. It is a very good couple dynamic. It's very cute. And I'm just going to jump right into my curveball.
Go for it.
If you'll remember my definition, including video game characters.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Yep. Who is it? I'm not even going to show you.
Is it Tifa?
Oh, no.
Oh, is it from...
Oh, okay.
Is it from Final Fantasy?
Listen, Tifa is always, and trust me, she is a best girl. But no, my one little curveball I wanted, because the game is still fresh. There's a lot of character development in it, and it had us sitting at my desk.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, 2B.
2B, otherwise known on the internet as 2Booty.
Another very massively done cosplay.
Cosplay and a lot of the crude fan art.
There's
2B, the android from Nier Automata, a phenomenal video game that I can't even explain because it is just to be experienced. I didn't even know, both of us didn't really know. I had heard, oh, it's good.
I have seen her artwork floating around Reddit on anime wallpaper or things like that, and I can't believe we missed out. So many years we've been robbed.
I know, and that's it. Like, it came on Steam, there was a sale, and if there's ever a sale, just get it. It is a game that is any genre you can think. It's a weird shooter. It's a hack and slash. Sometimes there's so many weird little things that it becomes. It's got coliseums. Listen, Nier Automata. But the story is this crazy thing where these androids are actually being sent to Earth, which has been ravaged by these alien robots that showed up one day. Humans escaped to the moon and now send androids down to go handle business and fight these robots off, and they're trying to reclaim Earth for the humans to come back down. Now, 2B is this hard-shelled... Yes, I know, she's an android, I know. But she's got this tough exterior. She is very, here's the objective, I'm doing it, yada yada. So at the beginning of the game, you're like, this chick, I mean, she's kind of annoying. Because there's this character, 9S, who comes in. Nines.
Bubbly personality.
He's bubbly, he's fun, and she is just constantly like, hey, talking has nothing to do with our directive. Let's get at it. And you get to see just this beautiful progression throughout the game of her slowly chipping away and Nines finally, getting through. It's so charming. She's got a beautiful aesthetic. The art in the game is great.
And the story, I mean, I joke, if you haven't seen it, you have to look it up on YouTube, but is it a PlayStation commercial where the guy is calling the PlayStation, like, control center or whatever, and he's like, listen, I don't know how to tell my girlfriend that, what is the commercial? The
commercial is essentially that, hey, I got a problem, and it's PlayStation, and okay. I've got a problem. My girlfriend won't stop watching me play this video game. She thinks it's a movie, and he's like, okay, and then she ends up turning the corner, and she's like a stunner or whatever, and then the PlayStation guy just goes, I'm going to go ahead and file this one over non-issue. It is actually one of the better commercials.
And, when Tom finally showed me that commercial, I was like, this is my life. Yeah. I've watched Tom because I unfortunately get motion sickness, so I can't play a lot of video games. I'm robbed of having that experience, but I get to watch Tom play these amazing video games. And this was one of, besides the new Final Fantasy movie, this is one of my favorite games that I've seen him play because the story is so amazing.
So good. There's 26 different endings. 5 of them are actually real, but one you can eat a mackerel or some fish and it kills you, and then the credits run. But phenomenal game, phenomenal character.
And you know what? I'm glad that was your curveball, because you know what? I didn't consider video games, but you're right. She's my best girl.
Of course. And by the way, Tifa, Aerith, and now Jessie because of the remake. Trust me, there's a lot of best girls from video games
Aerith.
as well.
I love Aerith.
She's something else. But, we've kept you guys hostage long enough talking about these cartoon women. Let us know what you think. The thing is, it's so generic. Best girls are whatever you want. Whatever you feel in your heart makes a best girl. That's a best girl. Don't let anyone tell you that anything different. You can go on the internet and fight in the comments. Apparently that's what you do. But, yeah, that's just a little. The list will always grow. We might even revisit this as like a 2020 look back of best girls from 2020. We'll see.
Because as we watch new shows, there's always going to be new best girls, which is the great thing about anime. You're always watching new things and getting new content, new fighting moves, new groups of people that you get to watch unfold, and that's the joy about anime.
And don't worry, ladies, we will do a best guy episode.
Best boys.
Oh, I'm sorry, best boy.
And a husbando episode.
Well, husbando is, you can only have, a couple of those. One.
And I think I know who is mine.
No spoilers, No spoilers. And it's me. It's me, guys. It's me. But yes, thanks for being with us as usual. Another episode in the books. And guys, we really, this is another cheesy moment. This is Cheese 2. We really enjoy doing this. So thank you guys for listening. And we're just going to keep ripping this. We're having fun with it. And we hope to see you guys on Instagram. And I dare say that that's it for me. So, Danielle, say goodbye to them.
Bye, guys.